So I woke up the other day, as many people do. Shout out to the ones who don't, you'll be sorely missed. And my house had flooded, so basically the TLDR is half of the carpet is missing in my room. Very, very cool. But that's not what we're here for. We are here for today, because today is the day before Phantasmal Flames drops. And I was able to secure 10 packs slightly early, because today is Thursday, the 13th. The astute may recognize that it is not the 14th, which is when this set comes out, but I was able to get a few packs early, so we're going to crack into them and pretend that half of my carpet isn't missing. Alright. While we get into these, I don't know, maybe we open these like a couple at a time. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, I'm Santa. This is a hectic place called the Poke Workshop where we open Pokemon cards, talk about Pokemon cards, play Pokemon cards all the time. If you like what you see, drop a like, drop a sub, etc. See exactly how quickly we can get these out. That went a lot faster. Let's do that again. That one was not as smooth. Alright. So, Phantasmal Flames is finally out, and honestly, I hate to be a hater. Mega Gengar EX looks fun. I don't think it's actually that good. I say that as an avid Gengar fan. Big Sag. I don't think it's that great. I think the Gengar EX deck might get a little bit better. But honestly, the place that I have seen Mega Gengar have the most success so far is like, it's tough to say because it's kind of, the answer is nowhere. But it's also kind of like, people are trying to put it in the Loyal 3. Because if you have Monkey Dory EX and it gets knocked out while you have both Mega Gengar and also Pecharunt EX on the board, your opponent will take one less prize card from the Monkey Dory and then also one less prize card from the Mega Gengar EX. So effectively you turn the EX into a zero prize Pokemon. But overall, I don't actually think this set is that great. And I realize that's a bit of a hot take. If you think this set is great, flame me in the comments. If not, vibe along. Let's enjoy the ride. There's not really a whole lot of crazy stuff in this set. There are some code cards, which is kind of cool. There's some nice little top end Charizard stuff. There's not a whole lot of like really, really great things. This Charmeleon is pretty good for the Charizard deck, just because it has 110 HP, which makes it like marginally better. This Seviper is actually pretty good. If you have any Dark Mega Pokemon EX in play, attacks used by this Pokemon do 120 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. You smack 240 for 3 Dark Energy on a single prizer. Not that bad. Blowtorch. Pretty good card. You can use this card only if you discard a basic fire energy card from your hand, discard a tool or special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon, or discard a stadium in play. That's interesting that that's how it became worded, because it seemed like you wouldn't be able to discard your own stadiums. That is actually pretty cool. Got a Gligar reverse. Our Chaladon reverse. This guy's kind of not that great. I don't know. Toxtricity. This guy's pretty good. Sinister Surge. Changed it from bad upper, probably for the better. Once during your turn, you may use this ability, search your deck for one basic Darkness Energy card and attach it to one of your benched Darkness Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Not that bad. It is Darkness Energy Acceleration, and it is kind of Monkey Dory fuel in a way. So, not a terrible card, not that great. This is a really, really small set. Yo, whatever this hit is, it is dinged straight out. Hopefully it's not something crazy. This is a pretty small set. Baneri is really, really good. I'm actually going to set that off to the side. The Baneri itself isn't that great, but Mega Lopunny EX is pretty good. This is a relatively small set, so there's not really a whole lot of crazy things that can happen here. Grimsley's move is one of my favorite new cards that came out. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, put a Darkness Pokemon you find there onto your bench, shuffle the others, and put them on the bottom of your deck. You cannot use this card during your first turn. Notably, this says a Darkness Pokemon. It does not say a basic, so you can grab Stage 1, Stage 2s straight from the top of your deck as well. So Grimsley's move is a very, very cool card. I don't think it's going to be insane, but it is very cool. Haunter with Spooky Shot, let's go. Honestly, 40 for 1 energy is not bad for a Haunter. Got Crocodile. Vengeful Fang, you can do 220 if one of your Pokemon was knocked out last turn. Not that great, not that horrible. Yo, Duraludon. Hyper Beam, 70 discard and energy. Not that great, probably won't play this in our Chaladon. And the Reshiram, yo, that actually looks super, super sick. 4 fire for 240. I mean, it's 240 on a single prizer, so like I guess that's pretty okay. But being a small set, because typically if you don't know how it works, the English and other Western, I guess Western languages. Anyway, if you're not in Japan, your main sets will be comprised of, generally speaking, 2 to 3 Japanese sets. This set is only comprised of 1 Japanese set, so it is going to be a very, very small set. So don't spend a bajillion dollars on a Charizard. I know everybody loves the Charizard. Don't do it. There will be a lot of these floating around. Flip through coins. Attach any number of basic energy of the number of heads from your discard pile to your bench. Not that great. Kind of interesting. Maybe not that great. If we had a way to reflip coins like we used to have back in the day, could be okay. Bramblegast. This thing, very, very interesting. A lot of people have been talking about it recently. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability, make your opponent's active Pokemon confused. Pokemon Company is trying really, really hard to make confusion good, and I don't think they've quite done enough, in my opinion, but time will tell. Speak of the devil. Confused Pokemon, both yours and your opponents, don't recover from that special condition when they evolve or devolve on the Dizzying Valley. There's also a Miss Magius EX in here, which love Miss Magius. Sad to say that it's not very good. Same with this Flygon. Sandy Flapping. This is okay. There are other mill decks around that are better than this, so it's not really that great. But once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. You may also use this ability if this Pokemon in the active spot is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Quite a mouthful. Discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So you discard 2 when you evolve into Flygon, and then when it drops, you also get to discard 2. So like, okay. Ambipom. This is actually also kind of decent. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 60 damage to each of 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Kind of cool. You can bench snipe for 60 twice, but nothing crazy. And Flygon once again. Alright. Love, love, love when a new set comes out, because we get to talk about it a bunch. And I get to just yap at you about what cards I think are good and what cards I think are bad. Got a Prinplup. Oh my gosh, if we can get the Piplup illustration rare out of this, that is like the one card in this set that I'm actually really, really excited for. Toxel Call for Family, not bad. Mimikyu Call for Family. Oh, Mimikyu's Call for Family is worse. Yikes. Harsh Buds, dude, Harsh Buds. Darmanitan, got the Linoon. This thing's actually kind of cool. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench and you have a Mega Evolution EX Pokemon in play, you may use this ability, switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. Not that great, not that bad. Punk Helmet, I don't actually think this card is good, but people have been talking about it. It might see play in Grimmsnarl. If the Darkness Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if it's knocked out, place 4 damage counters on it. I don't think it's that great. It's okay in Grimmsnarl, just because Grimmsnarl already wants to be spreading damage counters around the board, so like, it's fine. The Vileplume Reverse, Archaludon, and the Genesect. This thing's actually kind of cool. This will go straight into my Venusaur deck. Bugs can, and this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. Doesn't seem that crazy. Speed attack is basically useless. Doesn't seem that crazy at face value, but when combined with Meganium, and potentially also Mega Venusaur with its ability to shift energies around on your board, this thing can actually start to stack a whole lot of energy on it, so you can start sniping for some pretty crazy numbers, which is really, really cool. Being able to bench snipe, very, very good. Though I don't think it's crazy. I do think it's a welcome inclusion, but I don't think it's going to take the deck over the edge, and I don't think that Meganium Genesect is going to be its own deck either, so we'll find out. Got the Darkness Energy, got another Baniri, we'll set that off to the side. Togedemaru, find a friend, search for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it in hand. Okay. Vibrava, my absolute guy, Super Vibration. Got the Seal, the Low Kicks, Dizzying Valley again, Meloetta, not that great. Darmanitan Reverse, Seal. We got a full art Punk Helmet. Okay. So, maybe it's time we finally build Grimmsnarl, I guess. Not bad at all. We love a good full art. Set that up here, see if we can get it to stay. My desk is an absolute mess because everything got moved around when my basement flooded. So, We are vibing through it. We're absolutely schvibing. Any other schvibers in the chat? Just kidding, there's no chat. Alright, got a basic lightning energy. Murkrow rolling into our last 5 packs. Got Zigzagoon, Gligar, Misdreavus. The Wigglytuff. Yo, with round, this is actually pretty good for the Tadpole Seismitoad deck. I'll set that off to the side. Wondrous Patch. This is Dark Patch, and let me tell you, dude, we talk about Dark Patch every single day. We still talk about you. I miss Dark Patch. Set that off to the side. The Mamoswine. Got a Reverse Nimble. Reverse Seal again. Got the Mega Heracross. Let's go. This thing I think is actually pretty cool. I don't know that it'll be like a great deck, but I do know that it is cool. The Juggernaut Horn does 100 plus. The plus comes in if this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does that much more damage. Mountain Ramming, 3 grass, 170, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. This is really cool because you have 280 HP, pretty beefy. Because it's a basic, you can put a Bravery Charm on it, bump it up to 330. Not a lot of decks can hit 330 very easily. Not talking about Goldango, we're not talking about Raging Bolt here, but you can also put like Hero's Cape on this thing, bump it up to 380. Really, really hard to knock out. Then on the next turn, you can just smack that damage straight back to your opponent. Very, very cool. Love Mega Heracross. I'll try and make something happen, but I don't really know what you can really make happen with that deck yet. So we'll try and toy around with it, see if we can make something out of it. Got the Yamper. Got Snubble, Murkrow, my absolute boy, Darumaka. The Wigglytuff again with round. Eternatus. That's really bad. Jumbo Ice Cream. This is really good though. Heal 80 damage from your active Pokemon that has 3 or more energy attached. We're actually going to set that to the side because I'm really thinking about putting Quad Thorns together. It's just a really, really obnoxious deck, and Jumbo Ice Cream is good for like Crustle, Iron Hands EX, Iron Thorns EX. It's just a good card. Seviper, Excited Power. We love it. Love to see it. Love the reverse of the Seviper. The Suicune. It's kind of bad, right? Alright. Got 3 more packs. Let's absolutely schmoove on through them. Yeah, if you guys have been astute followers of the channel, you would recognize that I have not been around this last week or so. That is legitimately because of the basement flooding. It's been a whole ordeal, dude. Dawn, let's go. Search your deck for a basic, a stage 1, and a stage 2 Pokemon, and reveal them, put them in your hand. This card is, I'm going to say undoubtedly, because I would say if you think there's a better card in this set from a playability standpoint, you're wrong. I think Dawn is the best card in the set, personally. Got another Wigglytuff with round, let's go. Ludicolo. Once during your turn, if you have any grass, Mega Pokemon EX in play, you may use this ability, heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. Really great synergy with that Mega Heracross EX we just got, so happy there. Super happy for Reverse Dawn, let's go. And we got an Ambipom. Alright, 2 packs left. Let's see it. Let's absolutely see it. My gosh, let me just mangle these real quick before we even get into them. Let's go. Got a basic fighting energy, not a fire. Got Boltund. Got the Lotad. We'll set that off to the side. Same with Bunnery. Love ya. Bramblin. Not that great. Really, dude? Place 1 damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon? That's garbage. Paldean Tauros. Kind of cool. Raging Charge does 40 damage for each Pokemon that has Tauros in its name that has any damage counters on it. This could be a deck. I don't know if it's like actually going to be a deck, but it could be a deck. We got our 3rd copy of Dawn. Huge. Ceruledge. A lot of people have been talking about this. I want to be a hater, dude. I don't think Ceruledge EX wants to play this. Infernal Slash, 1 fire, 220. Discard 4 basic fire energy cards from your hand. If you can't discard 4 cards in this way, this attack does nothing. I don't think it's that crazy. Oh my gosh, we got a 4th Dawn. Let's go. There's our playset. We got Suicune. Alright. Alright, dude. Last absolute pack of all time. Just kidding. Last pack for today's video. I do have more Phantasmal Flames coming. I just got my shipment confirmation the other day. And by the other day, I mean literally earlier today. So we will see when that shows up. Unfortunately, it probably won't be here on release day, because that would be some absolute crazy shipping. Got the Charmeleon, Stay Steady, Fire Breathing. Yo, we got the Tool Drop Bronzong. This thing's super cool. 3 colorless energy, 40 damage for each Pokemon tool attached to all Pokemon that is yours and your opponent's. Sacred Charm, I don't even know what to say about. I don't think this card's good. This Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. I think it's bad. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think it's bad. Got Oddish Reverse. Jigglypuff Reverse. And the last card of today's session is the Empoleon. Oh, let's absolutely go. Super, super excited for this. I don't know that this deck will actually be good. Also, small gripe about this card. I realize it's a metal Pokemon, but Empoleon is noticeably water and steel in the main series games. Why'd they make him weak to fire? Why'd they do my boy like that? Emperor's Stance. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Damage is not an effect. However, damage counters is an effect. Very, very strong. You also can't be confused by Monkey Dory, which is really, like, I guess, pretty useful. So, love the Empoleon. Very, very excited to be able to build the Empoleon Piplup deck. I think that's going to be super, super sweet. Got a bunch of Dawns. Let's go. Ugh, best card in this set, and we got a play set. Let's absolutely go. All right, let's talk about our pulls for the day. If you guys haven't seen the hit rates on this set, it's actually supposed to be pretty good. I don't know if I've noticed that today, though. But we got an Empoleon EX, very, very cool. Mega Heracross EX, also very, very cool. And the full art Punk helmet, I would have preferred to get basically any other full art from the set, but the Punk helmet is cool. And I have all the Grimmsnarl cards right there in the closet. I just haven't done anything about it, so maybe now's the time that I actually do something about it. I've been acquiring copies of Secret Box like it's my absolute job. I want to say I have 5 copies of Secret Box at this point, and I'm basically doing nothing with them. But that has been our first opening of Phantasmal Flames. Once again, we do have more stuff coming. We have a couple booster bundles. We have a couple ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs. We have a full booster box. We're going to be opening as much of it as possible. And if you stuck around this long, if we get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, I'm going to give away one of those Pokemon Center ETBs. So definitely stick around for that. We also have the Charizard EX Ultra Premium Collection coming. That should be here hopefully Monday, but more realistically, it'll probably be here on the 21st, which is kind of mid, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes it crumbles in a mid kind of way. Anyway, this has been Phantasmal Flames. The set officially drops tomorrow. I was able to get my hands on some tonight, and I had to come home and open it for you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I've been Santa. You have been awesome. Drop a like, comment, sub, etc. And I will see you next time for more Phantasmal Flames and other stuff. We'll see where it goes. Bye, guys.